Banks are the enemy, and I can't say enough bad things about banks. Banks do not have your financial interests in mind. Banks have been ripping out 10, 20, 30% of your net worth out of you every single year for as long as you've had an account, since you were a little kid and your daddy took you to the bank to open that first account. I don't know if you remember, but I remember, and I did the same thing to my daughter. I'm regretting it now. The banks are out there ripping you off on a regular basis. They point at crypto and say, oh, look at all the money laundering going on in crypto. Meanwhile, they're paying fines every single year for all the money laundering they're doing out there. They are ripping out your throat when it comes to your pension scheme, when it comes to your savings accounts, when it comes to all the fees that they charge you. They control what you do, they restrict what you do, and meanwhile, they're telling you to stay away from the bad people in crypto. They're restricting you from centralized exchanges like Binance. NatWest here in the UK recently sent me a text and said, we're protecting your money by not allowing you to make decisions about your hard-earned pounds and dollars and where you want to invest them, because we're protecting you. That's a bunch of nonsense. The centralized finance world can tell that they're about to lose out on their monopoly they've had for decades and centuries. They can see that you're educating yourself, and once you understand money, you'll start making the proper, intelligent decisions for you and your future. And they're in a death grasp right now. They're trying to hold on for dear life for you and your market share and your accounts, and they're complicit with the governments when it comes to trying to ban crypto and DeFi. This is entirely unacceptable, and I know this because I used to be a banker. I was part of that ecosystem for 15 years. I'm not proud of it, and I want to be a part of wrecking the whole thing. I want to tear it all down. I want to give financial freedom back to the people. I want you to be able to take control of your finances, to take control of your future, to take control of your freedom. And it starts by educating yourself on DeFi and understanding these protocols. I was speaking with my daughter, Gabby, last night, and I was explaining to her what I'm doing inside the DeFi Accelerator. And I said, Gabby, remember when you were 7 years old and I took you to NatWest to open up an account? And she said, yeah, I put in like 40 pounds of my savings. And I said, what happened? Nothing happened. They sent you a piece of paper once a month. You had no access to your finances. They charged you fees, and you had no relationship with your money. And I take personal responsibility as a parent for making that big mistake with my daughter, Gabby. Now she's going to use decentralized protocols. She's going to have her money invested in crypto, in centralized exchanges, in decentralized exchanges. She'll be able to borrow money, lend money, send money transparently with low fees. She'll be able to really invest in her future. And that's because I'm educating her and the rest of the world out there. And guess what? The banks are going to try to stop me every single step of the way. They're already trying to get me to stop talking about this stuff. The governments don't want me to give you these messages. And I'm sure we're going to be censored the same way we were censored last year when it came to giving you free information and real information that's going to change your future. The same way they tried to stop us from free and fair elections this year when I ran to be mayor of London. The banks and the centralized governments are going to stop the message I'm trying to tell you right now, which is this. Educate yourself about finances. You've been told your whole life you're not smart enough to understand your money. The money is bad, it's dirty, it's for greedy people. This is not true. Money is your means of living an incredible life, of giving back to your community, of passing on your wealth to your children, your grandchildren, of doing great things for the world. That's what money is for. And when you can control it in a transparent, decentralized way, you can do the most good for your community, your friends, your family, and the world. When it's controlled by a small monopoly of companies called banks and governments, that's when everybody loses. And again, I've seen it happen from the inside. They rip out your throat on a regular basis. They take 10, 20, 30% of your net worth every single year, and you don't even know it's happening. You just are complicit because that's the way it's always been. And I'm making it my personal mission to wreck this entire structure of the banks. I want to tear it all down, and it starts with education, and that's why I've created my DeFi Academy, and that's why I'm changing the lives of thousands, of hundreds of thousands, of millions of people around the world by educating them on these simple protocols. And inside my academy, I get you to take action and pull the trigger on all the scary things that all the banks are telling you not to do. NatWest texted me the other day, said, stay away from Binance. Guess what? Inside my academy, I get you to use these centralized exchanges, to use these decentralized exchanges, to put in trading strategies and disciplines, to have a peer group of like-minded people that are going to invest in your future. I'm talking about creating generational wealth for you and your family, but also giving the basic financial freedom, the right, the human right, back to people out there. There's billions of people out here in continents all around the world that are unbanked, that don't have access to lending and financing. And I just heard the gong here sound inside our studio. That means another member has just joined my DeFi Academy. They're going to change their life. They're going to change their financial future. You are one application away from becoming part of my peer group, of me teaching you and mentoring you in a live manner for the next 4 weeks. Again, all you have to do is go to londonreal.tv/DeFi, submit your application, sell me on why you should be a part of this small group of people, and I'm going to change your life forever. We're going to create generational wealth for ourselves, and we're also going to create financial freedom for billions of people out there in the world that don't have access to basic markets. Lending, borrowing, it's a travesty. There's billions of people in Africa right now that can't get microloans, that can't get access to financial markets. There's billions of other people around the world that don't have access to complex financial markets. Or if they do, they have to go through their gatekeeper, the banks, who are not giving them the correct information, who are ripping their throats out when it comes to fees. I will no longer stand for this. It's no longer acceptable, and it's my mission for the next 10 years to bring down the banks, to bring down the governments that are trying to take you away from the money that you earned. You earned this money by working hard, and yet they're not even giving you access to your own financial means. This is unacceptable, and I hope you join me in this revolution, this call to action to give financial freedom back to the people. This is going to be a hard, hard battle. This will be harder than my battle for financial freedom. This will be harder than my battle for free and fair elections, because this is the very core of how they control you as a society. They control your money, and they control everything. And I'm trying to break that right now, and we're already seeing how difficult it is, the pushback. But I promise to you, I'm going to fight on. And we're going to put everything on the line here at London Real for the next 10 years to give you the information, to give you the freedom, and to teach you these protocols. They're out there. Of course, your banks and governments are telling you they're evil, and they're bad, and they're full of bad actors. The opposite is true. The bad actors are in the banks. The bad actors are the governments. And I know this because I worked in the banking system for 15 years. I worked with governments in the banking system. I saw all the things they were doing behind the scenes, which is why I never put my money inside the banking system and inside those trading instruments. I couldn't be more excited to educate you and to bring financial freedom back to the people. We can do so and create generational wealth. I think both happen hand in hand. The only reason you can really give financial freedom back to the people is to create real things of real value. And by doing so, you can create trillions of value in net worth for ourselves and for other people. One works hand in hand. As Andrew Carnegie once said, financial motive must prevail. It's the beautiful invisible hand of capitalism, and it's how we honestly get the best products for the best people. And I'm on this adventure. So please join me. Help share this video out there. Educate people. Start talking about DeFi. Go to my academy, londonreal.tv/DeFi. Share my videos and learn, because I couldn't be more excited about this future wave. And we're going to be fighting here every hour of every single day to give you the freedom, the information, again, to take control of your life and get your own money back. It's a shame what's happened here for the past decades and centuries, and we're going to change this here at London Real.